Hey everybody, hey, welcome back. You remember in that first video, the heat of the march, when I talked about dreams. I said when a dream is planted on your heart, it's like a seed. I said there's several things that you must do for that seed to take root. You have to water the ground with faith. Even before that, you have to till the ground with hard work. You have to let your belief shine on it. You have to bloom. You've been planted and grow in the direction of the sun. Today, I want to talk to you about tilling the ground with hard work. What does till mean? Till means to cultivate. Last week, we were planting flowers in the garden. When we first walked outside, we looked at the ground, right on the surface. The sun was shining down on it, dry and brittle. But after we started taking shovels, turning over that soil, started to dig down deep, down there we could see that it was dark, rich soil, and we turned it over. To turn it over again and again, because there's no way we're going to have a seed to take root without tilling that soil. And this hard work gets complicated. It's not as easy to explain because there's several things to do. Just like tilling that ground, there's several things we must do. So, over the course of 30 years, being a medical laboratory scientist and working in laboratory environments and healthcare environments all over the world, people ask me, they say, man, how do you do it? How do you work hard and not give up? How do you do it? Well, over the course of the years, I developed something. I'm a scientist, so when we talk about formulas, I developed a formula for doing this, and I want to share with you today. So what's a formula? Formula is a scientific way to express equation with symbols. And that's what I did right here. It's called Inspire. And I want to share that with you today. So, first is I. We have to start out in alignment. You know, in a laboratory, you may know going to the lab, you have to get your blood drawn. You know, you have to wait in line, you come in, you sit in the chair, put out your arm, and they draw your blood with the needle. And then we put that blood into tubes. And then we make sure your name and everything is on it before you leave. And then you go. But what you don't see is behind the scenes. Behind the scenes, we have to take those tubes that have been properly labeled to the back. And we have an instrument. It's called a centrifuge. And we put those tubes in the centrifuge. What's interesting is it has to be balanced. So if you have a full tube, a certain size, you have to have that same size on the other side. If you don't have a tube, you have to take a tube and fill it with water because it has to be balanced. Because if it's not, what happens is we'll start that centrifuge and everything in it will break. Why? Because it has to be in alignment. So do we have to be in alignment in our lives. So the first thing we have to do for hard work is alignment. We have to change our habits. We have to, our outlook. We must align ourselves with our purpose. The purpose of things that we do, the purpose of what we believe, and the purpose for our lives. We can't make any improvements in our life without first being in alignment. Just like my car, a long time ago, when it started to veer off to the right, I had no idea why I was doing it. Went to the shop, they said, your car is out of alignment. I can't start on that trip, on that drive, unless I'm in alignment, or else I keep going to the side. So, alignment is very important. And that's why I wanted this formula to start with alignment, and that's why it starts with the I. Because it has to be first. You have to be in alignment. And not only alignments in your mind, in your thoughts, but in your actions, your beliefs, and your body. You have to make sure that you're in alignment with what you're eating, your activity, your sleep. All these things have to be in alignment first before you can get into that hard work. So the first letter is I. And that's the imperative. It's our mind, it's our heart, our body, and our spirit. It all has to be in alignment. Each thing has to point straight as an arrow and be in alignment. The next letter is N. N is for never giving up, never losing your faith, and reaching up for the power of what's next in your life. You know, if you fail and you fall on the ground, it can leave you hurting. You know, being thrown down the ground, a lot of people don't like being down there. But if you're not careful, you can get comfortable down there on the ground. Just like with your failure, you can stay down there. You can keep your feet up, lay back, and feel comfortable in that failure. But you can't do that. If you fall down 9 times, you gotta get up 10. You gotta get up 10. If you don't, you're gonna lay down on the ground in that dirt. You never wanna get up. And that temporary situation can turn into a permanent solution for you. And you don't want that. You want to move forward. You want to get up. You got to reach up for the power of what's next in your life. You keep trying, you keep pulling, you keep finding where it is you can grab that end and pull yourself up for the power of what's next. Once you find it, you grasp it for all that you got, and you get up. You get up 10. That letter is N. You gotta pull yourself up on the power of what's next. Next letter is S. It stands for success. I once heard that every setback is a setup for a comeback. That's why it's appropriate that it's N followed by S. I wrote a song that it has to be dark in order to see the stars in the sky, in order to be the star that you are. You can't see that. You can't see those stars until it's dark. And a lot of times, with the failures in your life that you experience with the end, and you pull yourself up with the power next, and release all that negativity, and you move forward in a positive way towards your S, towards your success. That's where it is. Now, just like falling down, sometimes you do have to sit down. Sometimes you gotta take a knee. Sometimes you gotta take a break. And that's good. We all have to do that sometimes. We all do. Even me. But what we have to do is stand up. We might need a leg brace of positivity. We might need a crutch fortified with promise. But whatever that is, you have to use that to stand up, to make yourself strong. So then you can move forward towards the success, whatever that is for you. We all have different things that we believe success is for us. It's not going to be the same for everybody. But what you have to find is your purpose. And after you're in alignment, you find your purpose and where direction you're trying to go. And that's your success. It's S. Look for the success in your life. And to be successful and stay on course, I have a positive outlook. And I had to surround myself with positive people, positive affirmations, saying nice things to people. It's like this. I found that once you fill your mind with positivity, it sheds off that negativity. Negativity has no space because that positivity grows and expands in your mind, and it emanates from your mind to your actions, to your words, your positive affirmation. You're speaking to people, you're telling them things, nice things, you're being kind to people. When you find success, you feel that positivity. And that positivity, negativity is a force divider, but positivity is a force multiplier. I found that in my life. The more positive I am, the more positivity comes back to me. It's key. And that's the reason why it's kind of in the middle of all of this. Because positivity, you got to have that balance in it. So P for positivity, the force multiplier. As we continue to spell inspire, it's important we can take a moment to celebrate the successes of the past. As a student of leadership, we must look at the past and triangulate our positive aspects to the present and position ourselves towards a positive and successful future. As we transition from positivity, we must move to the letter I. I stands for integrity. Integrity is the essence of the way we think. It is seen in our actions and in what we do. It is the impetus towards what we want for ourselves and how we're seen by others. Sometimes when you see men and women in uniform, people automatically, the citizen automatically has respect for them because it's what that uniform represents. You must be a person of integrity to be a police officer, to be a firefighter, to be a soldier in the armed forces. And that's what that integrity, that uniform, it speaks to that. All of a sudden, people say, thank you for your service. If you're a police officer, fireman, if you're a soldier, they say that automatically. Because automatically through sight, you're a person of integrity. What if we all walked around in our uniform of integrity? And we walked in the way we thought, and the way we acted, and the way we engaged with other people. People could tell that you were a person of integrity. Well, I would tell you, when you do that, you will automatically see a change in the way people treat you. You don't have to wear a uniform. If you're not a person in uniform, if you are, I do thank you for all of your service and all your dedication. But if you are not, and you don't know what this feels like, I suggest you put on your clothes of integrity, and you walk, and you talk, and you speak with integrity. And everything you do is with integrity. Because integrity is what you do in the dark of night when no one can see. And you do the same thing that you always do. That's integrity. Never having to worry. Always feeling like you're on camera, no matter where you go. That's integrity. If you live with integrity, be honest with people, be truthful, your life will change. Trust me. I is integrity. Next letter is R. Stands for reach forward, reach back. In other words, think of it as mentorship. Also think about it as relationships. It's interesting. A friend of mine taught a sign language class, and one of the letters that I learned was the R. And you do it like this. And if you look, the letters are dependent on each other. They're leaning on each other. Without these two fingers intertwined like this, it wouldn't be an R. That's what this is all about, relationships. How you can work with another person, care for them, act with civility. Morse code, R is two dots with a line joining them. In that same way, that line that joins them is that bond you have, that trust. That trust is an accelerator for any relationship. You have integrity and trust in a relationship, that bond will be deep. And that bond will not be broken by anyone else. That bond will be for life. In our lives, we have people, and when I say reach forward, reach back, we all need help sometimes. We're all trying to find our success. We're trying to be positive, do the right thing, but we're also trying to get somewhere. We have dreams we're trying to achieve. There's some people who are already there, who have reached some of the dream that we're trying to get to. We want help. And it's nice to receive help. Someone recognize what you're doing, say, hey, maybe I can help you with this. Maybe I can guide you towards your success. And that's nice. But what happens when you start to achieve your dreams? What happens when you start to reach your goals? Should you forget what it felt like to receive help? I say not. I say just as much as you ask for help, you need to give help to somebody else. You have to reach forward and reach back for somebody else. Don't always ask somebody for help. Sometimes you need to look back and you need to see, hey, I know what that feels like, and I can help this person. Maybe I can guide them. Maybe I can connect them with somebody else and help them establish a relationship with somebody that I know and trust. And they can help them. Maybe that person you see has integrity, has a positive attitude. They're trying to find success. They don't give up. They're aligned. Why not help them? Help them achieve their goals. That's what that R is all about. It's about reaching forward, reaching back, establishing strong relationships. Just like this. Strong relationship. That's what R is all about. The last letter is E. It focuses on engagement, our ability to communicate with other people. Engagement is about many things on a myriad of levels, but the foundation of engagement is removing your needs and placing the needs of another person above your own. Listening first before you speak. Seeking first to understand, then be understood. It focuses on civility. I know we're all busy. We all got a lot of things going on. I know. But we can't be too busy for somebody else. We need each other. Sometimes it takes just the ear, just to listen. Listen to what's going on. Maybe just you listening could save your life. Maybe just you listening, you might be able to understand something that's going on in somebody else's life. Maybe you can say something comforting. You can ease their pain. You can make them feel good. Why not? What's it cost? A little bit of time, How would you feel if somebody did that for you? I'm sure you would appreciate that. Maybe you can help them see that they're important too, because they are. I think of things, my priority is people, places, and things. We got a lot of things going on, a lot of things that are in our lives, but we got to place people at the top every time. It's tough. It's tough for me. It's tough for me to do it, and I'm saying this, and I created this formula. But it's a struggle each and every day. But every time that I do it, every time that I say something that makes somebody feel good, every time I connect with somebody, it's good. It'll improve your life. Relationships, that's how relationships get started, with engagement. And all of these things are intertwined. And you can see how they're intertwined. And how did I come up with this? I came up with this because I was at a bad place in my life. You know how I know this will work? Because this saved my life. Once I figured this out, this formula, you will find me write it all over the place. And it reminds me. I might write it on a Post-it note. You try it. Write it on your mirror, in the bathroom. Put it on a piece of paper and put it in your car while you're driving. You will find yourself thinking of all these things, and your life will change. Trust me. Your life will change in a positive direction. This is a formula. And I wrote a book, and every chapter focuses on another aspect. And I have little funny stories or anecdotes and ways for you to remember, and different ways for you to think of the different letters. Because I in alignment could also mean family. And I may help them think about their family and how they can develop a closer relationship by engaging with them. Maybe they can find a way they can see that they're struggling and help them find success with some positive affirmations, talking to them, engaging with them. Trust me, this works. This works. It saved my life, and it can save yours. So as we talk about hard work, let me tell you a story. Once upon a time, there were 4 people named somebody, anybody, nobody, and everybody. Hard work needed to be done, and everybody was sure that somebody would do it. Anybody could have done it, but nobody did it. Somebody got angry about that because he thought that it was everybody's job, but everybody thought anybody could do it. But nobody realized that everybody wouldn't do it. So it ended up that everybody blamed somebody, when nobody did what anybody could have done. The moral of the story is, it starts with you. You gotta get it. You gotta do the hard work. And this right here is hard work. When you start to do this, it's hard. But once you do it, it becomes easier for you. When you till that ground, and as I mentioned, you gotta till your thoughts. And sometimes when you till those thoughts in your mind, it might reveal some things that are not so good. You gotta face those situations. You do. But face them in a healthy way. You look back in your experiences, learn and grow, and get better from it. We all have things that have happened in our lives that weren't so nice. And I'm not gonna try to explain or tell you that I can understand everything that you've been through. Because quite frankly, there's probably been some things that you have been through that I can't relate to. But I can recognize that it's hard. It's hard for you. But we all have to get through it. We all have to self-reflect and realize that we made some mistakes. You go through, apologize to the people you need to apologize to. You can't control people. Sometimes you might have to love them from afar. But it doesn't mean that you can't still love them. A friend told me that anything worth doing is worth doing right. I believe that. It's integrity. Hard work is just hard work. But the fact is, you have to do it. It's not for anybody else to do. It's not for anybody else to go through the situations, think them through. You have to do it. We all have baggage. And if you're carrying around your baggage, it's not right for you to hit everybody else with your baggage. You got to take your baggage and you got to carry it the best way you can. You have to be strong. You got to stand up. Look for your success. Like I always say, the best of my life is the rest of my life. And just like it's waiting for me, it's waiting for you. Live life. Love life. Enjoy the journey. Thank you for joining.